because IEBC, everyone who seems to go to IEBC becomes obsessed with procurement. Somebody wants to give out a contract, somebody wants to make money. So the National Registration Bureau is procuring thousands of paper and equipment to make IDs. Then you have IEBC, again, getting thousands of equipment to produce voters' cards and to register people. Yet, if we use the National Registration Bureau, the one for identity cards can be converted into our register.
Yeah, period.
That was Huduma Numbers road.
Yes, that was what Huduma Number.
That was my next question. Now that you have the ruling with the Huduma Number, how will it also
Huduma
help
Number
to
eventually, which we thought was going to do that,
Yes.
eventually became another racket, which was a cartel to make some money. So that is the challenge that we are in fact having.
I think we are missing the point.
Just a moment. Let one person finish, then we'll come to you.
No,
yes. Gladys, you done?
Yes.
The final point I wanted to
Why
make.
are we missing the point? Let's hear from...
I say you are missing the point. It is true people go to IBC when they are staying in Buruburu. And
They moved to Karen.
and before
But what is wrong with Buruburu?
Karen, they are now,
Immediately.
You should withdraw.
it is
We
true.
should withdraw that
But
statement.
you know where you are
What's
missing-
wrong with Buruburu? Gladys is asking.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good place. We can't even afford it, some of us.
I have
But
added-
where you are missing the point, they are, and that's why they cannot automate the voting.
I'm sorry. Let me just pass this book over to Gladys. I can see you're scribbling on the paper there. We have
That's
the notebook
why
for you.
the bar,
Richard, you can scoot over next to me. Yes.
The
Sorry,
bar.
you can continue.
okay.
Yes, yes.
they would be left to concentrate on the procurement and make money so that they may leave IBC to the people who want to use it.
Yes.
You get it?
Yes.
I make you a commissioner, I make him the chair, I make you something else, and all these fellas include that link there. Now, I give you an opportunity, I close my eyes, you begin to make money. You don't bring changes like using the ID. Because if you brought that, then how are they going to procure voters' card? I give them that opportunity,
And that
that
is a huge
chance,
tender.
so that when they are concentrating on the money, I am running the IBC. You see, that's where you're missing the point. And that's why I'm saying through BBI, that's why I support the BBI idea. Through BBI, we must fix our politics. If we don't fix our politics, the other time, it was stuffing papers. When that was overtaken by events, it moved to something else.
Stuffing
2017, what did it move to? 2017, it was in the transmission. 2022, they will scheme up another thing. 2027, you will never catch up with them. So the only way is to fix the politics so that the person in power, like Uhuru Kenyatta, is not scared of Raila taking over or William Ruto taking over. So long as those in power are scared of certain individuals taking over power, they will never take over that power. So we must fix that through the BBI so that you can go home knowing very well whoever takes power won't.
Yeah, but the question is then how are we fixing
That
that
is the
through
question.
the BBI?
That is the question. This lady and gentleman on this bench
You should tell us.
should try to fix through Parliament, but more importantly through BBI.
Let me explain what he said. You see, when you look at BBI, if you leave out the what I call the nonsense that you see, that is political in public functions, when you actually sit down, Dibal, and look at what the BBI is recommending and what we need to do, number one, I believe, and I hope in this case we are all right, Professor Manyora, I believe that we are trying to remove a system where it is do or die for somebody to become president of Kenya. It should never be like that. That's number one. Number two, why is it a do or die? It is because when in Kenya you become president, the winner takes everything. The winner takes all the jobs, he recruits his relatives, he puts in positions, he then gets into these tenders and tenderpreneurs coming in, and here they're just sharing the largesse. And that is why when you hear people talking about, oh, corruption this, corruption that, the system that we have right now will deliberately make it possible for you to continue being corrupt. Why? Because without the money, you cannot get state power. You see? So the argument that is being made, and this is the hope I have personally about the BBI, is that we are going to come up with a system that accommodates everybody. We don't have to be adversarial all the time. I don't want, if I disagree with William Ruto and Madam Sholei agrees with him, then me and Madam Sholei are permanently having daggers at each other. We should actually sit and say, I think you people brought in a very nice manifesto. I think the articulation is good. I think the public is with you. These elections, I think you people may win. And let the best person win. But in Kenya, where we are, and this is what Professor Manyora has said, if the powers be that be decide you are not going to be president, they will make sure that the election, in fact, all the machines fail. The servers will not work. You'll be told this thing was being sorted out in Norway, and in fact, we are waiting for the company to send the results to us. It has failed. But meanwhile, the guy is announced, or the lady is announced, this is the President of the Republic of Kenya. Please proceed. We are hoping that all these things that are being discussed with the BBI that are sensible, let's leave out, as I said, too much noise, but the sensible issues that are in this list, let us look at them. Let Kenyans of good faith sit down and say, yes, our country is broken. We can fix this. Some of them we can fix short term. Some of them we can fix through parliament. Some of them we can actually go for a referendum. And electioneering in Kenya, particularly the presidential elections, is something that we must all be concerned about. It is something we must fix. But that should have a relation to the fact that we need a system, whether it is parliamentary or presidential, but in this case, like me, I believe in the parliamentary, that will accommodate everybody, that will allow everybody to actually feel that even when somebody has won an election and somebody has lost, it is not something that we can actually go out there and try and decimate ourselves about. But finally,
I need to ask you, but why should we accommodate everybody? Even when you've lost, you know, in the polls, we accommodate you.
Yeah.
At what expense?
No, I'll tell you.
In football, we don't.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No. Let me make it clear. Let me make it clear so that you don't misget me.
Yes.
Dibal, Kenya is the only country today where all the opposition leaders are outside. They're not in the house. The accommodation we are talking about is that we must change the law so that when the opposition loses an election, the opposition leader can go to parliament and be challenging and be engaging the government even when he has lost an election.
But that's not what he wanted.
Why should we be like
He
the rest
wanted
of the
to win
world?
the elections, to be president.
Sorry?
The man you want to be leader of opposition wants to be president.
Yes.
So what is important is for him to be satisfied that he couldn't make it. And that's why we are saying let elections be free and fair. If elections are free and fair, the loser will just go home.
So the thing is, if we give him now the
His
opposition,
wife
we're
or
sort
his
of
husband-
pacifying this particular person. But that should not be the culture. If you've lost,
but
we
look
should
at-
instill in someone
look at
that you've
what
lost.
happened- look
Then
at
we don't need to
football, we don't
pacify you in lost
accommodate-
elections.
That's not
That's not true.
pacification.
But even in football,
What
we
is
do.
that?
That's not pacification.
In football, we do. You notice in the UK, there are team number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Team number 2 and 3 will go for UEFA. Team number 3 will go to another league, and team number 1 will go somewhere else. There is if you lose in a marathon and you are running in London, number 1 will get the $100,000, whatever the figure is, but number 2 will always be accommodated with a figure which is accommodative.
But
Finally, I'm just saying that if we want the system, because of our tribalness and
Thank you.
because of our sentiments, we must be a country that allows all the leadership. And I'm not talking about a coalition government. Just allow me as an opposition leader to be in parliament, give me an office, let me have ability to challenge the government, and let
Thank
me
you.
not be absurd about it.
Right, thank you.
And I
Okongo.
agree with you with
Okongo.
that.
Okongo.
That
Let's
we
hear
should
from
make a
Okongo.
powerful opposition.
Gladys.
Exactly.
Okongo.
Exactly.
First, I hope as we talk about reforms, we'll bring to an end this bad culture where you appoint people to commissions, and then when they are not able to perform, you make huge payments in their favor as a way of enticing them to leave office.
That's bad.
I think that's bad practice, and as we discuss this issue of the 3 commissioners at high BC, that should not be on the table. It's a waste of public resources. It's either you're able to perform, and we allow you to continue performing. If you're not able to perform,
Go home.
you go home. This culture of paying people from our tax money is not good
Must be allowed.
culture.
No,
We
is
need
that-
to bring it to an end.
But I thought that is just terminating their contract according to the law of contract.
No.
Where if you have a 5-year contract and it's terminated early, then you get your salary in lieu of notice. And for early termination.
Dibal, listen to me. This idea of you say you have served 2 years, now we'll pay you off for the remainder of your term. It's a very way of it's a way of actually misusing our tax money.
If you asked me today, I'd be happy to pay Chebukati and the rest
Can I finish?
Just,
Or I hand over to...
just finish.
Yeah.
Please do.
Because we have done this, you know, when EACC replaced commissioners, they were enticed, some were sent to be ambassadors out there, those who could not go were paid off. It's not a good thing.
Even judges, some of them.
Even judges, you know,
Even
I think
money.
that's a very bad culture, and we wasted a lot of our resources. We are paying somebody for 4 years' salary without working. It's not a very
A
good
person who
practice.
should be in jail, in fact.
Yeah, but I think what Honorable Nyonka is saying, Debal, we are not saying that we want to pacify the person who becomes number 2. What we are saying is that we need to fix our politics so that we create room for official opposition in this country. The way it happens in the UK, we had elections in the UK the other day. The person who lost is playing a key role from the floor of the House as a leader of opposition. The people who ran for presidency in the US, they continue being senators. Yes. I mean, Bernie Sanders was a candidate in the last presidential election. He didn't win, but he continued serving in a senator. In this country, the first thing you are told is that if you are running for presidency, you are not eligible to be a member of parliament, you are not eligible to be senator, you are not eligible to step in parliament. That's not what we want. If you are somebody who was an alternative government in waiting, you have MPs who have been elected, you have senators who have been elected, you have 5.6 million or 8 million Kenyans behind you. We want to give you space to sit in parliament, put the government of the day in check, and you sit there as an alternative government. If we are able to bring the cabinet secretaries back to parliament, we need shadow cabinet secretaries from the leader of opposition so that you feel that you are not, the politics of Kenya does not leave you out. You are an integral part of our politics. That is not enticing.
That is not enticing. But we need to also
it's a way of fixing our politics to be inclusive for the government of the day and for the opposition. And I think that's a good thing for this country.